Hello and welcome to the Tarot Storyteller. This is a semi-new YouTube channel I've created solely for tarot readings. As a reader, I'm looking for a story in the cards and then looking for some sort of resonance or empathy that helps me evaluate my personal life and current situation. So this is kind of a natural process that happens with all art. We'll find pieces of ourselves and our experiences in the scenes, characters, and lyrics and make an emotional connection with the work and just identify and see what we can possibly glean from that. Anyway, that is our aim here today. Well, and we're just going to have a good time. So, today's reading is a good natured look at what is tripping you up in this moment and how to constructively work at improving yourself. So, I aim to treat each pile as if I was reading a close friend with that same blunt but kind voice that I use. Of course, though, we will be looking at this from a general perspective and trying to find the most interesting story in the cards because it is a general reading for YouTube. We have 3 piles here to choose from. I will leave timestamps below for the individual sections, and we'll come back on at the end to talk about the decks I used and just give kind of a general statement about possible resources or things that you can use to continue improving yourself, okay? Hello. So if you pick pile 1, let's talk. Now, as I explained in the intro, even though this reading has a bit of a goofy, cynical vibe, we're still going to look at the constructive side of things and seek opportunities to improve. So please, if you are not in the mood to deal with the shadow side of things, seek a different reading, or better yet, log off and do something else until you're cool. You are a unique and valuable human, and we're all doing our best here, and we're just going to workshop and find some ways to make things flow easier for you. So, that said, this spread is depicting a real piece of work, but we have some good energies at the end, so if it resonates, stick around, and we can pick through this together. First, we have the Nine of Swords clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So you've got a fear of commitment. Maybe it's more of a fear of love in general. It's as if it completely shuts you down with this Nine of Swords. You're locked in a destructive cycle of anxiety and nightmares over feeling or receiving love and being triggered into this trapped Eight of Swords energy. In the next column, we have the Princess of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Swords. If this is an in-process situation, though you've tried to tell yourself that you've ended it, you're still digging into it. You're still putting in the energy, the research, the resources. It's as if you're telling yourself, I've got to end this. This is dragging me, but continuing to put energy and attention into the situation. And I'm definitely guilty of this, and like recognizes like here. But if this is a habit that you have, please stop deluding yourself and work on getting to the core of that situation. Simply telling yourself you're done while continuing to quietly put energy into it is a real recipe for burnout. Finally, we have the Magician reversed clarified by the Six of Wands. And yeah, oh honey no is terribly accurate here. On top of all the buried pain, the vain attempts to fool yourself and others, there's a huge ego projecting, not so much a need to win, but an insistence that you're fucking wonderful, you're perfect, and you have one. And yeah, live in the end, fake it till you make it, whatever, but you're neglecting the work that needs to be done underneath. You do all that mindset shit to set yourself up to be able to identify and choose opportunities. But if it's all an act and you haven't really shifted internally, you're just a sad person wearing an asshole veneer. The good news here is our bottom deck energies, what's going in our favor. And that is fortitude or strength and the Ace of Swords, which to me says, you've got this. Take heart and stop fucking lying to yourself, my dude. There's a huge need to get clear on your feelings with that Ace of Cups and find a way to release all the pain and entrapment you're feeling around it. So if you do and decide that it is time to end the situation, great, do it. But do it cleanly. Don't keep investing energy into it, and for the love of God, please do not drag someone else along and play with their heart. Listen to me. I am the sweetest goddamn woman you know, and I would do almost anything to help anyone, but if I found out one of my friends were breadcrumbing someone or playing with their emotions, especially if they were offered a sweet, open Ace of Cups love offer, they would catch these fucking hands, and I expect the same from them. Anyway, pile 1, That is what I have for you. Remember, I love you, and you're a unique and amazing human being, and you have so much to give the world. But if this resonates, maybe work on yourself. Work on it and forgive and love and be loving. You got this. If it doesn't resonate, maybe pick another pile or seek out a different tarot reader. There's a wealth here on YouTube. If you were at least entertained, I want to encourage you to like this video, perhaps subscribe, or leave me a comment either way. Tell me I'm trash, whatever. I'll answer lovingly. Okay then, have a good one. Okay, pile 2, my dudes. Well, it seems like you've been at something for a while. And by that, I mean you've been thinking and overthinking for months, chewing and chewing, but not really making a single goddamn move. So in this first column here, we have the Hermit clarified by the Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like thinking about the pursuit of something tangible, some new beginning. And this ace can represent a lot of different things. But if we look at the second column, we have fortitude or strength in reverse clarified by the Two of Wands and the King of Cups. It's very possible that you're in love and have been making plans for this relationship, but based on all of the blocked, introspective, and resting energy, I don't think there's been a hint of movement here. The King of Cups, though, could just be indicating some kind of emotional attachment. So, job, project, etc., you're making plans for it and just haven't had the fortitude to move forward with it. And the final column, we have the Foolish Man or the Fool clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. And I think that this Fool is a suspended energy that comes with an all or none attitude with this Ten of Pentacles. It feels as if you're afraid you won't get everything you want out of the situation, so you're opting to simply hang back. And okay, I guess. But the advice that we have here on the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This new beginning is wanting to come in, but something has to end first. Perhaps there's, a circumstance or situation tied to long-term arrangements that will fall with this move, and that's why this Ten of Pentacles is here holding up the Fool. But the message here is to follow your passion, follow your heart, and frankly, I'm going to give that advice regardless of what I see in the cards almost every time. So, I have gone both ways and have never really stayed satisfied playing it safe. That said, only you really know what's right for you. All I can do is tell you the story that I see here in the cards and let you know how I interpret it with my life experiences. So, while I have been burned so many times by following my heart, and I will be burned again. I am still learning the heavy lessons of loving myself and not attaching my self-worth to these harder rejections in life, but I'm not going to let it dull me. I'm not going to stop loving. It doesn't hurt to put love out in the world for people or like the things I'm passionate about, and like nobody has to acknowledge or reciprocate it to make it real, right? I love without condition, and so should you. It isn't about some corny ass romance story, but really giving a fuck about other people and the way that you live your life and the way you interact with other people, right? So I love and hope for the best. Does it hurt sometimes? Oh, fuck yes, it hurts. Will I let that pain change me? No, I fucking refuse, and I love people regardless. That said, I feel the same way about myself. I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm just really comfortable with who I am and how I feel. I sometimes struggle with accepting various things about myself, but deep down I know that I'm always coming from a good place with good intentions, and that's what matters. You never really have to love yourself first to be loved. That's complete bullshit. It does help, especially when you're going out there with this attitude of I can love anyone and it doesn't have to be returned. It helps to come from a stable place, especially when you're embarking on a new endeavor and you don't know what to expect. Love yourself, know you are loved, and then love everything and everyone you can. That's all we've got here, all right? This world is pain and passion, and pain sucks. So learn to lean into the passion. Try to love as much of your life as you can, and even when you're releasing something, do it with good intention. Anyway, pile 2, that's what I have for you. Remember, you're unique and an amazing human being, and you have so much to give to the world. And, if this resonates, then do the work, forgive, and love and be loving. You got this. If it doesn't resonate, pick another pile or seek out a different tarot reader. There's really a wealth of us here on YouTube. If you were at least entertained, I encourage you to like this video, perhaps subscribe, and leave me a comment, Tell me I'm trash, whatever. I don't care. I will answer lovingly. All right then, have a good one. Okay, pile 3. I can read this two distinct ways, but I'm leaning towards a certain interpretation just based on the way the clarifiers are cursing at me, so let's just get into it. We open with the Ten of Swords, clarified by the Three of Cups. This is a cutting off of fun, abstaining from happiness, letting go of, partying, I guess. And while a certain amount of that is definitely necessary in the current moment, we're over a year into this global pandemic and governments are still struggling to get the vaccine out to people. You're watching this on a computer or a smartphone with just as much ability to log off and call your friends. Some seriousness is required right now, as in all different areas and aspects of life, but you don't necessarily need to be somber. Now, in the second column, we have the Six of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. You've perhaps lingered a bit too much in the past or become too attached to the way things used to be. You're having trouble juggling your day-to-day life as a result. And while this is super understandable in that current global predicament I just talked about, there's a feeling throughout this spread that your life was so damn wonderful before, and regardless of if it was the pandemic or some other situation that suspended everything, you just cannot cope with the changes. And yes, in times of rapid change, everyone struggles with this. But part of approaching things with a healthy perspective is to never take ourselves too seriously and be grateful for the things we have in this moment. Also, you just really have to be flexible and willing to adjust as you move into the future. In the final position, we have the Six of Wands reversed, clarified by the Eight of Cups. And this is the column that really makes me feel like this is perhaps more mindset than anything else. This is a hollow victory or resting on one's laurels, clarified by walking away energy. And with the last two columns talking of solemnity and having just a loose grasp as you balance a rose-colored past with a less pretty present, it makes me feel like you're just taking yourself too seriously and being too rigid. The rigidity is throughout this whole spread, and I could read it based on that alone, so there's likely some element in it, even if this is a I just take myself too seriously thing. If this is a hard control situation, I would read it as purposefully undermining any enjoyment in the present because you prefer the past, and you will just not settle for anything less than absolute victory in your life. Which, alright, but regardless of if the primary energy is rigidity or just a need to not take yourself so damn seriously, the advice at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Jack of Hearts or Page/Knight of Cups. With the Ten in reverse as advice, I see it as a need to identify what is actually too heavy and release it. Now, this may be seriousness, sentimentality, or some other idea that started maybe as a coping mechanism but ended up just full on undermining your happiness. And with this Page/Knight of Cups, I feel like being honest with yourself about what actually does make you happy and going after it is key to getting yourself out of this situation and out of this mindset. So I also could see it as declining a love offer or a project because it seems beneath you. And if that's your attitude, I mean, go for it, man. But I would recommend going through life seeing nothing and nobody beneath you. For one thing, it will make you less of an asshole. But it also opens you up to new ideas and friends that you may have not made otherwise. Anyway, pile 3, that is what I have for you. Remember, this reading was done in the name of love, fun, and personal growth. And you are a unique and amazing human being, and you have so much to give to the world. But if this resonates, maybe work on yourself. But you got this. And if it doesn't resonate, pick another pile or seek out a different tarot reader. There's a wealth of us here on YouTube. If you were at least entertained, I want to encourage you to like this video, perhaps subscribe, and leave me a comment either way. Tell me I'm trash, whatever. I'll answer lovingly. Anyway, have a good day. Hey there, and welcome to the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, again, I'd like to ask you to consider clicking the button below and subscribing. I hope to be putting out at least a video a week on this channel going forward, and I hope to do both zodiac-based readings and pick a card reads like this one. So I used 2 decks in this reading. First we have the Hermetic Tarot, which I particularly enjoy. There's a lot of extra symbology in the card design, and to me it feels kind of like a cross between like a traditional Rider-Waite and Thoth. I haven't looked into it very much though, but I like it. It's something I use regularly. Then I clarified with the playing card deck, which happens to be the Effin' Birds cards. The art is just fun, and it was snarky enough for the type of reading I wanted to do here. Anyway, so if you watched your pile and are left wondering where to go next, most of these readings and hell, life in general. It requires you to get honest with yourself and really understand what you want going forward in order to have the right aim as you move, right? For this, my best suggestion is journaling. Even if you just make a note in a planner or pull a tarot card a day. Check in with yourself and your trajectory in life regularly and see where you can make the adjustments. Alright, so this is the actual end of the video, and if you're still watching, thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.